Michael's hometown, H-Town, Houston, and Houstonians have a lot to be proud of. They did a great job hosting this wonderful Super Bowl, Michael.
Well, on behalf of all Houstonians, I want to say thank you, Robin. I think they did as well. And look who I found down in Houston, my man, Jesse Palmer. And, you know, the big game wasn't the only thing everyone's been talking about here. Lady Gaga's performance at halftime, it blew everybody away. She started on a high note, Jesse. Literally, she was on top of the stadium.
Yeah, what a performance that was. Literally over 100 million people watching this halftime show. And after about nearly a decade into her own career, Lady Gaga, she did not disappoint. High-flying wires, mid-air somersaults, fireworks, and an illuminated sky full of 300 starry drones in the shape of an American flag. It's safe to say Lady Gaga elevated the Super Bowl halftime show like no other. Starting with a pre-recorded video on top of the stadium's roof, Gaga sang a patriotic mashup of God Bless America and This Land Is Your Land. This land is my land. Then, she jumped into her performance, literally soaring over the crowd, making her way to the famed halftime show platform. No special guests, just Mother Monster herself, I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, taking over the biggest stage in the world. Her performance, a 13-minute tribute to her fans. As the pop icon belted out an explosive medley of her greatest hits, from Poker Face I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, to Born This Way and Bad Romance. But her explosive performance was also a tribute to America. One nation under God. I want your drama, the touch of your head. But for Gaga, it was also about enjoying the moment, as she told Michael Strahan in an interview before the performance.
So when I play the NRG Stadium in Houston, I'm going to play it like it's a dive bar. But I'm going to do it my way.
And that's exactly what she did. And after putting the perfect finishing touch on the insane performance with, what else? Super Bowl 51! But a mic drop, Gaga was gone. Closing Super Bowl 51 halftime with pure pop bliss. Lady Gaga raised the roof literally. It was unbelievable. Actually, we know the roof was closed during the game. They actually opened it slightly for her performance, and they closed it right away after.
But I saw the light show. When you're there and you see that light show, how did they do that with the drones?
This is pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize that spectacular shot right there with Lady Gaga on top of the stadium, all those drones making those cool designs around her, that was actually pre-recorded a week earlier. So Intel created and managed all the drones. They sent us this exclusive footage to show it how it all works. It was remarkable. At the time, there were actually reports of low-flying helicopters in and around Houston. A lot of people chalk that up to just Super Bowl security. That was obviously part of the story. The other part of the story, obviously, top secret drone usage.
Well, you know, with NASA being here, I thought you were going to say, oh, people thought it was flying saucers and everything else showing up.
Pretty amazing.
You enjoyed the game?
Can't get over it. I still don't know what happened. I'm still trying to process what happened in our mind. That was amazing.
Well, that's two of us. We're both trying to process it.
We also don't know where we are right now. We haven't gotten any sleep.
We haven't got any sleep at all. All right. George and Robin, back to you.
Well, Michael, I know you're gonna have to take off. Just give us a wrap-up of being there in your hometown and seeing that game last night.
Well, you know what? Being here, like you said earlier, they did a great job of hosting everyone here at the Super Bowl. A lot of fun around town. Of course, great food, gained some weight, need to go on a diet when they get back to New York. But the game was incredible. It gave you, you know, you thought it was a blowout. I think so many people said, boy, this is not what we expected. This is not the Patriots team that we usually see from Bill Belichick, especially in the Super Bowl. And from a very young and hungry Atlanta team, very athletic and fast and aggressive. And to see a team be able to adjust the way the Patriots have been able to adjust and were able to do yesterday is just remarkable. And for two guys standing here who played in this league, when you're down by that much in a game of this magnitude, it takes something special to come back. And Rob Ninkovich, a linebacker for the Patriots, gave up a touchdown early in the game. And I said to him after the game, I said, boy, he goes, you know, Michael, it was tough. But you know what we don't do? I said, how did you guys pull it off? All he did, he just pointed at his heart. He said, we have heart, we don't quit.
Wow.
And he said after they won the game, Belichick walked up to him and said, "That touchdown you gave up, I'm not too upset at you now because they won the game." But these guys have heart. They have heart unlike any other team in the league, and that's why they are the world champions, and they deserve to be. And you guys, the world champions back there in New York, and I'll see you tomorrow on air. Jesse and I'll be back.
All right. Thank you guys very much. Wonderful job all weekend long. Let's bring in Larry Hackett right now.
Good morning.
Let's talk about, good morning there, Larry. How do you like it? We're a little different.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Yeah.
How did you like Lady Gaga's performance last night?
Visually arresting, technically flawless, clearly very entertaining to people.
I hear butts coming.
Well, I kind of wish we were sitting here talking about something incredibly provocative, maybe even outrageous that she would have done that would have been something that was appropriate for the moment. I said last week that I thought she would be political. She clearly decided to rely on the lyrics of her songs, right?
She said she was going to do that.
And her body of work is what is inclusive and what she's singing about. I know there are people who think the Super Bowl shouldn't be political and shouldn't be a venue for that. The President of the United States was speaking in the pregame. Our entire world right now is political, and she has built her career on that. I'm not saying it had to be something, incredibly explicit or overt, but she has made her life making incredible entrances, wearing meat suits, just doing things that we all raised our eyebrows about. This had a certain coolness to it that, again, was very entertaining, but I kept waiting for something that I didn't expect to happen that would have made people gasp.
How does it stack up against other Super Bowl performances, halftime performances?
I think, unfortunately for Lady Gaga, you know what happened this time? The game was good.
That's
and
true.
people are going to remember the game. I don't think it's going to be, you had, U2 after 9/11, you had Prince in the Rain. We're still talking about Beyonce last year. I think those are going to be the ones you remember. I think in this case, what happened here, the game is going to erase everything else.
But at the start, the Hamilton Trio.
They were fantastic.
Wow, that was...
For someone who knows the show, it was wonderful to see the Schuyler sisters performing that song. So there was an extra added richness to that. If you didn't know that, their harmonies were wonderful. The adding of the line "sisterhood" into where brotherhood was great. And I think the coach for Atlanta was delighted by that. So they were fantastic, and that was just a perfect moment, blending the past, the present, and hopefully the future.
And I like Luke Bryan. It was classic, the national anthem.
Classic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He wasn't singing about pickup trucks or getting drunk or anything like that. So it was a different kind of song.
But it was a still party. Still a party. With
Absolutely.
Luke Bryan.
I think Houston counted on that.
Thank you.